RalpGames.com. I beg your pardon, there's 1,000 butterflies wanting to come out of me right now. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. I'm a mother of two, and during my professional design life, I stayed 13 years in China. And then in 2013, we established RalpGames.com. So basically, for anything and everything that one person does in his or her life, there has to be a reason. There has to be a rhyme, a reason, and passion. So as a mom, I noticed that it's a little bit difficult connecting with my kids. And my kids connecting with their grandparents and other people. Whenever there's a reunion, everybody will be like this. Or a selfie, like that. So we figured out that we need to make something that will connect everybody. So that's why we made a hidden object casual game, which is my Bakeshop to hidden object. Okay, to start off, here's a brief trailer of the game that we have developed. Start off. So this game is an Android game, and then hopefully this month we'll be able to publish also the iOS version. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a tab before. Can you pause for a while? That basically tells the story of a baker, a starting baker named Sophia. So Sophia basically has this passion to create cakes, and her dream to make her own bake shop. So just like everybody there has their own dream. So this is kind of like the emotional hook that we want to develop for our games that people can associate with and eventually also connect with other people. Okay, so this is our menu. So we have there the buttons, play, settings, about, exit. And then we also place an initial tab that can link us to our other games. Okay. So for here, this is the interface wherein the player can decorate their bake shop. So there's a moving arrow that will guide the players if they want to play hidden objects. So basically they find objects. It can be in this tab. It can be by picture, by silhouette, or by word. So that thing there, that's the power line. So if a person or if a player can find the objects as fast as they can, they get coins or points. Okay. So actually, when we were developing this, because I also handled the design group, basically I gained 25 pounds because of all the cakes and pastries that we need to take inspiration from. So we have a lot of scrumptious looking scenes. So because one of the aims that I personally get when I play games is that when I want to be relaxed, or I want to hear nice music, or I want to look at my mobile game for a long time. So it's very important to have a very good drive with regards to background, image assets, buttons. So everything here, the nitty-gritty stuff. My 13 years in China particularly paid off because for this part, I'm very proud that we were able to do the designs ourselves in the graphic development. Okay. So say for example, the player wants to get more hints. So they can just get push the tabs, tap the tabs there, and then they will have single or triple combo hits to find the hidden objects. Okay, so there's the sort of like a stat, so that the players can see what are their, what they call this, statistics. Okay. So the player has the creative point to basically match the cake that the customer likes. So for every cake that's done, there will be points, and stars earned. So yes, like this. So that's it. Okay. So also for here, we can monetize the game through in-app purchases. So say for example, the player doesn't want to see ads. He or she has the option to buy this, and then of course for more coins to purchase the furnitures in the Bakeshop, and then power to basically open more hidden object sceneries, and then if they want hints, so they can also purchase it. So we also monetize by, let's say, a player can watch an ad, and then we will be giving him or her points, and stars. Okay. So right now, it's already available in Google Play, and within the month, we will be hopefully publishing in Amazon, and we will be developing an iOS version.
All right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions, comments?
Okay, yeah, thank you. I see what you're going for here with this realistic / magazine style art. I think it's pretty good. Is there any social aspect of this game, or is it just like single player?
Right now, it's a single player because we're still in the works to having it more social. Because as I've said at the first part of my introduction, I'd like to have different generation players to be able to interact with one another. So it's in the works right now.
Yeah, because I mean, from my home country, there's a game called Movie Star Planet, which is very popular. But that's because it has this social effect that you could show off your cakes in this example to your friends, and get ratings from other people, how beautiful your cakes are, etc., etc. I think that might tap into an interesting segment.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Whereas well, you guys know I'm very familiar with hidden object games, right? And basically any hidden object game can be single device social. And I hear from many players that they play together with 2 or 3 people all trying to find the item. But online social is a whole different beast, and yeah, I think that there's indeed like a big opportunity there to make it more about showing off, not just the shop but also the progress in the case and all that. And so yeah, there's like a whole different layer that kind of along with that.
Yes, definitely. Because actually, I consider myself like a greenhorn in this industry. So probably one of the perks here is that I get to ask my son and my daughter for tips. So thank you for giving us that point. We will really consider that on our next update. Thank you.
So,
yes?
yeah, good question. So the game is called My Bakeshop 2.
Yes.
So did you have the first version?
Yes, we had the first My Bakeshop because it had a good traction. So we decided to make Bakeshop 2. So we incorporated like a 3-in-1 game that is intertwined with one another.
Can you share some data from the previous version? Like user, like kind of basic metrics.
Okay, so I believe that for a time that we got number 5 in Google Play, but the geolock was in USA. So
how many downloads?
I think right now it's at 300,000 downloads. Yeah.
How was the monetization in the first version?
Okay, it's basically in-app purchases and
Yeah,
yeah, that one.
but did it generate good revenue in the first version?
Yes, for that one. That's why we were in the works. That's why we decided to make Bakeshop.
And you guys been self-publishing in the past and this time as well, or you're working with the publisher?
Self-publishing, but we have a little bit of help from the ad network platform that we're using. So we get a little bit of cross promotion from this, but it's not a strict publisher agreement.
That's why we're also looking for some publishers who can cooperate with us. Okay.
This might be a dumb question. Was the first game a hidden object game?
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
This one wasn't a big-
Yeah, it
Okay.
was.
Okay.
I was just wondering, what if you cut it up in percentages? What is the percentage of gameplay that's about hidden object, and the percentage of gameplay that's about the cake decoration part?
The percentage, actually, the prime, how do you say this? If I would say 60% of this is the hidden object, and the other two is the sort of like mini game for that one. Because we wanted to, how do you say this, make the hidden game hidden object game more interesting. Because sometimes, just imagine you would be spending 2-3 hours just looking for the hidden object. So we just wanted to put in some perks, something like that. Okay.
Other comments, questions?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.